What up, what up, what up? Welcome back to Lockdown Universe, home of the bizarre, peculiar, and unheard of stories of UFO legend and paranormal lore. Welcome back. Welcome back. I hope you guys are staying healthy and doing well. And the reason I mentioned healthy is because there have been a lot of people reporting that they're getting sick from these wildfires and these and things like environmental disasters in their area. And I don't know if, there's a lot of forest fires going on. And I'm going to talk about the horned three-half robot that is supposed to be helping out with these wildfires that looks like the devil in a second. But this is all representative of kind of like, the things that we talk about in ufology where, or, in our paranoia about the government, our conspiracy theories that they're going to take us out in different ways or reduce the population in different ways. And I got to tell you, when we had the forest fires and the air quality in the Midwest went from if it's from 0 to 30, that's acceptable. It went to 900 in the Midwest. And then it dropped to 500 and everybody was happier. And then it went down to 200, 300, and then it got back down under 100. But there's a good stretch of days there where there was a ton of particulates in the air. And now the same thing is happening over on the West Coast, Oregon, Washington, Nevada, California, and the people are there are going to be getting sick too. And the thing about this is when you have these wildfires, there's also toxic disaster sites that also end up going up. And I don't know if you remember, but how many years ago it was now, but in Pennsylvania, they had that spill of a train, and it spilled like this nasty shit, and then it exploded in the air, and people were like all freaked out, and they were like, we're all going to get sick, and they're going to sue everybody. Well, anyway, this stuff happens all the time. So I personally, I didn't go out in it. I tried to stay in my house as much as possible until the air, quote unquote, cleared, and it was clear and healthy to go outside when because I walk dogs and I try to, get out when I can. And I got to tell you, I've been having these headaches for a month, and like sinus problems, back of the head headaches, front of the head headaches, and all about the same time as when all these forest fires started going down. And I didn't, like I said, I didn't go out, only to go out and, throw trash out or, pick up the dogs, let the dogs go out to the bathroom and stuff like that. But that was about it. But now I'm having all these problems. I can't get rid of it. It's like I've been to the doctor, and I don't know if it's because of those forest fires and we got like some toxic shit into us, but that's just a theory. I don't know if it's true or not. But what they have now, and we've been dealing with these wildfires for a long time, is California robotics startup came out with a a promotional image of a 2 meter tall, 6 foot tall CENTAUR style robot designed for remote operations in hazardous environments, including wildfires and toxic zones. But this thing, it looks like a centaur, but with like a goat head. So it looks like the devil with a horse body. Okay, why the hell would you create something that looks like the devil to help clean up toxic zones and wildfires? Why would they need to make it like that? So the company's website is three halves. Three halves. It's teleoperated. Obviously, they don't have a person inside of it. And it's intended to be a force multiplier with skilled workers rather than a replacement. But let's face it, any human that goes into a heavily smoked out, fiery area is going to, be dealing with temperatures that could go up into the thousands in some areas, and air quality that they can't breathe, so they have to have the masks on all the time. And that's not an easy feat when you got to carry 80 pounds worth of gear with you and everything else. But the images of the robot, which include a horned head, glowing eyes, and is circulating all over social media, is very bizarre. So the design, it states on the website, it says no job is worth a human life, health, safety, or limbs. And it says that these operators have superpowers in environments because they can withstand extreme heat, cold, darkness, and other physical risks. I mean, most humans don't want to be out in the dark trying to fight a fire because it's gonna be awfully hard to try to fight that thing, right? So the design draws on a Centaur configuration for stability on rough terrain. So it has a quadruped base and it uses friction braked joints so that no it consumes no power when motionless, and it provides fail safes in the event of motor control loss. The humanoid torso and arms interface with tools built for humans, so they can use, different supplies for air, power, tools, and it's assembled with three interchangeable parts. So it allows you to swap things out. Like you could put a chainsaw in place of an arm, or a drill, or a screwdriver in minutes, and have the thing moving. Now, why does it have a horned head? It houses a wide angle cameras, multiple wide angle cameras that provide views of limb and tool positions for redundancy if their encoders fail. So that's kind of interesting. So it noted that it's harder to move these things through buildings because it's so tall, but you want it to be tall because it might need to chop down tree limbs, chop down trees, whatever the case is, and just have a high center of gravity. But the company lists a copyright of 2025. So this thing just came out, and it has an email of Satyrus, so info at satyress.com on its website, and it invites businesses facing high injury rates or downtime to collaborate with them. It says you should meet with us so we can talk about the robot building journey. And it's interesting because the concept of the Centaur robot actually has a precedent. So it's not just these guys that was doing it. It was actually NASA examined a mobile dexterous humanoid called Centaur for planetary surface operations back in 2005 in a technical report, and combined with a wheelchair platform and an anthropomorphic upper body for tool use and risk reduction for extra vehicular activities. And even the Italians developed a Centaur type robot in 2015 to 2018, and they used that for tasks for DARPA. So this thing has been, this idea has been around for quite a while. This is not just like the first time one and done type thing. It's still weird to me that it has like a Satan looking head, but it's kind of weird. The company's name is Satyrus, is how you're supposed to pronounce it, but it looks like Satyrus. It is the female counterpart to Satyr in the post-classical European art and mythology. Satyrs originated in Greek mythology as male nature spirits, typically depicted as part human and part goat, or horse in earlier Greek art. And it's associated with the god Dionysus, and they were linked to wilderness, fertility, wine, music, and revelry. The female form, which is what the company's named after, was later an artistic invention rather than a figure from the original Greek sources. So, fascinating stuff. I'm just confused as to why they have it looking like that. I want to go to their website real quick and just kind of take a peek at it, just so I can kind of describe it to you guys real quick, and then we can just kind of move on and you can go about your day. But if you go to their website, it says three halves: superhumanoid general purpose robot. The thing has got literally a goat head. It's got arms that definitely look interchangeable. It's got it's got four legs, but the knees, where the knees would be, they're all four are bent backwards. So that must be for stability. And it says no job is worth your safety or your limbs or your life. Um, Become superhuman, and it actually shows like what the screen would look like if you had this thing with you. It actually evaluates um, the terrain, so it shows you like if it's going towards a tree. It shows you detailed imagery of whether, kind of like on a golf course when you're playing like a golf game and you're gonna putt. It shows you like the waves of the ground, whether or not it's gonna roll down, roll in, roll up. So that's kind of cool. They're building robots for craftsmen, operators, um, experts, they say, technicians. The CENTAUR chassis. Yeah. Humanoid torso, arms allow for natural teleoperation and interfacing with designed for human tools. So basically, they're saying we can use your human tools and just plug them into the thing. Now, it says it has no hands. This is interesting. No hands. Quick Connect wrist interface provides uncompromised tool positioning accuracy and has 12 volt, 18 volt, and 48-volt power as well as air. So that's cool. Um, all limbs and torso and head can be replaced, recalibrated if damaged within minutes. They share three common fasteners for the entirety of their serviceable assemblies. So yeah, I mean this thing is honestly is pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, but again, what's up with the goat head? I know you could take the goat head off, but it's kind of interesting. Like they're talking about, can this thing withstand somebody trying to go after it with like a knife or a weapon or a gun? Um, it does have an air reservoir. Air reservoir. I don't know why they're showing a gun and a knife by this thing. Let me read this here. As is any robot with human-like strength, size, and maneuverability, we take physical approach to safety mechanisms with no ambiguity. Fail on air brakes, pin locks will render the robot immobile if the system air pressure is lost. So, like, they're saying shared reservoirs in the chest plate and the body can be pierced by a projectile or a sharp instrument to instantly stop the robot in place. That's what they're saying. So if you needed to stop the robot, you could instantly stop it. But then you would be spending money on stopping that robot, wouldn't you? But I guess you could replace it. Replace just parts that you destroyed. So anyway, I don't know, man. What do you think? Let me know what you think in the comment section. I'm gonna wrap it up there. I'm gonna keep it short. I'm just fascinated by robotics, but I'm also fascinated by, our health and where it's going. Like, are people gonna start showing up in, emergency rooms and doctors' offices like I did with health issues, and then we're going to find out that it's healthier to send um, these androids, these surrogates. If you saw the movie with Bruce Willis, great movie. These surrogates out into the world and do our work for us. Is that the push? I don't know, but man, I'll tell you, my health is suffering from it. So hopefully yours is not, and we'll see what happens in the next few years. It's decade has been very bizarre. I gotta say, and it just continues to get more and more strange. So I've seen it go from, I've seen the world go from basically nobody using the internet to starting to use the internet to to the onset of AI to us starting to use cell phones. The first picture message sent out through Verizon. I was working for Verizon at that time. It was a pretty cool time period to now all this social media on these big flat screen phones. and now we're here with AI going from 2022, barely being able to put together a Will Smith eating spaghetti video to now we can't tell the difference between an AI video and a real video. So here we are with technology like the Satir's robot and and all these other robots that are coming out, like the Tesla bot and a lot of others from China. You know, this robot race is real. And I don't know, maybe they'll help us with our environment, our health. Maybe they won't. What do you think? Put your comments in the comments section. Let's talk about it. All right, guys, take care of yourselves. Follow through on your hobbies and your goals and your dreams. And as always, continue to question the universe around you. Take care of your health spiritually, physically, and emotionally. All right, guys, take care. Peace.